time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York and Graham Nichols from the Hockey News. Gentlemen, happy Father's Day. I hope you had a great day yesterday. This show is always brought to you by Bet365. And quick, I actually haven't even started. Graham had the best picture of the day yesterday. I will give you full marks on you thinking about yesterday. Your boy asked you for the first time to play catch.
Yeah, Father's Day milestone achieved. It's awesome. We were playing a softball tournament Saturday for charity for Ottawa Fire. So that was all day. And then my wife brought him. The tournament was in North Gore. So like my wife brought him out to see. He watched a game. And then, I don't know if that gave him the bug, but yeah, he wanted to play catch yesterday. So I'm like, perfect. Awesome.
How's the arm? What are you thinking? Shortstop, center fielder, first base?
So he's got this thing where he wants to fire it as hard as he can. Yeah, he wants to fire it as hard as he can from like 10 feet away. I didn't have like the Rapsoda machine on him or like velocity tracking programs, but he's firing. He's firing. So
maybe third base. So third base, you need a cannon. Like you're going to get it across from probably the toughest. It comes at you quick. You a baseball guy, Wally? No, you didn't play baseball.
I did play baseball for one season.
You were. I see you as like a right. I see you as like a right fielder, right or left field.
Probably more of a bench guy.
Nice. Coming in from the little pinch hitter.
Everybody needs a good motivator.
Yeah. Come on there. Let's go now, boy. Come on now. Batter up. Let's go. Hey, come on now, Blue. Let's go. Come on. Chat it up. Chat it up with the dugout. You're probably miserable, pissed off in the dugout. Why am I sitting here?
It's just too slow. It's painfully slow.
He's the shittiest player on the team who just sits on the end of the bench and chirps the other team from the bench, from the safe confines of the bench.
That's my boy.
That's it. There's always that guy. Like I coached university baseball with Carleton, and there's always that guy on the team.
I baseball. See, unless you've played baseball at a decent level, you don't appreciate the intricacies of baseball. There's a lot of. Well, I think you'd like this. I know why Graham likes it. Graham's a smart guy. Because baseball, it's about rehearsing plays over and over and over again. It's very robotic, where it just you got to just practice the fundamentals all the time. I almost went baseball. When I was 17. I was playing East Nepean, and I made this team that was going to go out to your neck of the woods, Wally. We had to go out to Lake New Brunswick and play in this showcase, but I had to go to the OHL because I was drafted in the first round. I said to my dad, I'm like, I really want to go on this baseball trip. I think I might like baseball better than hockey. And he looks at me and he goes, you're not as good in baseball as you are in hockey, so you're going to the OHL.
Just crushing. And that was it, eh?
Yeah, I still would come home after my year in the OHL. I'd come home and play with my buddies on my team. I love it. It's such a good game. But the problem with baseball is parents can never get by those initial early ages where your kid's just picking dandelions out in right field, and you're like, "What are we doing here? He's not even doing anything. He's not running. He's not getting exercise. All right, put him in soccer." That's what happens.
I just like soccer more than baseball.
Yeah.
Well, God gave you hands. Just use them.
Be a goalie.
Yeah.
I was. Anyway, the first time I played soccer, I had a big blister on my big toe, and I hated soccer ever since.
Yeah, soccer's good. But I find in soccer at the young things, you don't teach after every game, win or lose, you get your orange slices. There's no consequence. You got to teach a consequence. Everybody gets a freezy.
I agree.
Like when did snacks become always a part of kids' sports? Someone's got to bring the orange slices. Someone's got to bring those.
Wow.
Then the one parent went one up everybody and bring like dilly bars.
That's right. There's always one parent. It's like, I just had to stop. I didn't have time. So here's $25 from Dairy Queen coupon.
No, dilly bars. Nothing like a dilly.
There's always one. It's got to show. Anyway.
So how you guys been doing? I haven't seen you or talked to you in a while. What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Father's Day was good.
I got my car. Wally detailed my car. Have we talked about that, Graham?
Yeah, we talked about that.
We had Nate Thompson on you guys. So the last time I saw you was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Golf Oh, golf. No. Tuesday at the Sens
You're right.
summer thing.
Yeah.
So we'll I've been waiting to talk to you about it, so we'll get into that hopefully a little later. We do have some viewer mail, comments, complaints, criticisms. I got to screen them all, so they're all pro Wally.
Criticisms?
Well, I left out some. And we'll get to Lassi Thomson signing. I do have more from Brent's basement giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
The first guy didn't want what I actually won, so we're gonna put that in today's package.
The towels, the rally towels.
Yeah, I didn't want. He's like, I'm not gonna take them. I'm like, okay.
What did you guys do for Father's Day though? Like, come on, we need a little Father's Day chit chat. Like, you guys do anything special? Like, Graham had a monumental time. The first throw with Dad. Yeah. I had my kids over. We had my granddaughter over. I had my granddaughter in the pool for the first time. She's doing some swimming. I set up a chipping area in the backyard where we had to do a competition. We did that as well.
Is that the bucket golf? Is that bucket golf game?
Well, no. I have like a little chipping area in my backyard. I just set up. I put a couch. I have a mat you can move around and put wherever you want. So we took the mat off the deck and we put it on the other side of the pool. And you had to go over the pool, over a couch, and land it on the green and closest guy to the pin one. But there's some houses around too, so if you shank one,
it's tight.
It's tight. Like, it's tight. The U.S. Open on the weekend, guys. I don't know if you watched that.
No,
it was nuts.
Saw some of it. Yeah, the putt to win was insane.
Insane. Well, Hovland basically gave him the tournament. Put his wedge shot right behind him and gave him the line. All right. Okay. I just want to give our viewers this is the obstacle course I had set up in my backyard. I've got video footage of this.
Everybody gets one shot.
You can bank it. Already won. Can you bank it? Yeah.
Here's Joe. We're gonna watch how good of it. Yeah. A lot of
Cedars are in.
Cedars are in play.
Oh no!
Wait. Are you using real golf balls?
Yes.
Oh god.
Oh my god. There's no way he's gonna shank something that bad.
Yeah. You could. You could. Wally, I'm gonna bring you over.
I would.
You're gonna try this chip. Although I'm gonna have to get some netting up like a baseball cage.
We're gonna have to use those practice balls that are like soft.
You're gonna have to use my granddaughter. She uses the big plastic. You're gonna use Margot's plastic oversized golf ball, and you can use her plastic club too. Oh boy!
All right. All right.
Happy belated Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Yeah, I worked, so there's that.
Well, you got a fun life, don't you? Graham's out there playing catch with his son. I'm doing chipping contests and old Bitterman. I worked.
I had to put this show together, and then Lassi Thomson signed and changed the show a little. Anyway,
oh boy, well, geez,
couldn't have changed it that much though. Come on,
what are we gonna talk? Come on, Kate.
Yeah, like there's no way.
You just wait.
Tell me you don't have a Lassi Thomson board.
Of course I do.
You do.
Why would I not?
Okay, bring it.
The dog days of summer. Here we go.
I got it. Okay, we'll set this up. Graham, you're going to do a Club EG. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, this show brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. More than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Proudly Canadian and operated since 1972. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with a Charm Masterpiece program and unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds. Mine diamonds don't pay until 2026. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. Chosen forever. Charm Diamond Centers.
Nicely done. Coming in hot is also brought to you by Club EG's City Match Play Championship. This Match Play Championship takes place in Ottawa. It's for golfers of every skill level. There's a division for any skill, any age, and yes, males and females. Check out the details at citymatchplay.golf. Individual divisions, team divisions. There's no reason not to play in this great city championship since they cater to even those who shoot over 100. You always compete against someone with similar skills. Check it out at citymatchplay.golf.
Yorkie,
oh, you gotta take this. My still all over the. I don't know where anything is yet. Just you got this.
You moved in like 3 weeks ago.
It's still
Merkley
chaos.
Supply. That's over at Century. Passion, expertise, and the highest quality masonry supply. They're home to the largest masonry boutique in Eastern Ontario. They delivered all around the surrounding areas. From Canada's Supreme Court to your home front steps, no matter your project, Ottawa, Merkley, proud to set it in stone. For more information, go to merkleysupply.com or visit their showroom in Hindenburg. Merkley, mark every milestone. And, of course, by the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators and Coming in Hot, Gabe's Pizza. Oh, and, of course, by the Red Blacks. It was a great time at the field the other night. Gabriel Pizza. Download the Gabriel app. Earn points with every order and unlock exclusive deals through Gabriel Pizza Perks. Just check them out on the app. You'll see all kinds of daily specials. Gabriel Pizza. Bigger, better, Gabriel. So, of course, Jake, can you just put up the Lassi Thomson board? Here's Lassi Thomson. There you go, Yorkie.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So the Sens
17 goals last year. Wow.
In the Swedish Elite League. He led his team in points in Malmo. So I'm going to say this came out of slightly, use your baseball term, this came out of left field. I don't think any of us expected Lassi Thomson, who was the 2019 first-round pick of the Sens, was going to be back as a member of the Ottawa Senators. Signed a two-way deal yesterday. Right shot, which I think all but tells you what they're looking for right now. Like, that's how weak, perhaps, the market is.
You think so? I just feel like he probably looks at Ottawa situations the same way that we do. You see Nick Jansen on the sidelines, you're like, you know what? Like, Carter Yakupchuk might not be there yet either. So, like, if you want to be the first call up from the AHL, I think like he just sees an opportunity and says, hey, this is time to cash in. And this could be like his last real shot at the NHL. And he's coming off a good season in the Swedish league. So for me, it's just like, this guy's a tweener. Like, great bomb of a shot, but like, that's it really, right? Like, that's where the value is.
There's a reason why he's played 8 games or whatever it is in the National Hockey League.
No doubt, but I mean, like, Travis Hamonic also played 60 games of terrible hockey last year. So like there is opportunity for players. It's just, circumstances happen, right? You could be one injury away from being in the show. So I think that's, for a guy like this, like, that's what you're looking for. You're looking to be that fourth defenseman on the depth chart and get the first call.
He's probably like players. Graham, you're exactly right. Like, players and their agents look at the different situations and scenarios around the NHL, and they say, where does an opportunity exist that could help me get my foot back in the door of getting back into the NHL? So if I'm Lassi Thomson, because some organizations don't give players opportunities. It's set in stone. These are my D. There's zero opportunities. But if you look at Ottawa, he's like, wow, who thought Nick Matten-Paolo was going to be in the NHL? I was a first rounder. That's what he's thinking. That's what Thompson's thinking. Maybe I should have stuck it out a little longer instead of going to Europe. So he's only 24, guys. He's going to be 25 in September. He's a right shot, which is a huge commodity in the NHL. He's got some skill. As Graham said, he's got a good shot. So I'm sure the two-way deal is pretty good too. Like, he's probably getting some decent money if he has to go to the AHL. So to me, if I'm Lassi Thomson, this is a really good calculated risk. Like, it's,
what's interesting to me?
What's that?
He's a Craig Oster client.
There you go. That's how the NHL works. Agents, relationships, opportunities. It's really difficult for teams to find right shot D that can skate and move the puck and have somewhat of a brain. So this guy has those things. And don't forget, we all saw the dumpster fire here. Like, when he was drafted in the first round by the Ottawa Senators, he came into a dumpster fire. So you're like, it's an organization that was in disarray, right? So then it didn't work out. He leaves, goes to Anaheim, doesn't really work out there, and then he goes to Sweden. So it's a reset for him. It's a reset. It's an opportunity, and we'll see what he does. Like, it's to me, of all the teams in the NHL, plus the fact Jensen's going to be out for a while, plus the fact they don't have a lot of depth, I'd take the risk. Why not?
Mm-hmm. I think the other element that we haven't really talked about is like even talking to Dave Poulin the other night, Wally at the Sens Summit, like, I think there's going to be such an emphasis on making Belleville better. Creating quality competition down there, quality depth. And I think that's just part of that strategy as well.
Okay.
100%.
They don't have much in terms of depth and experience in the minors. Like, Jake, put up the D defense. This is the depth of their organization at the moment, which includes RFAs and UFAs. On the right side is Thompson, Yakimchuk, and Toure. Like they're, by the way, Thompson's the only guy to play in the National Hockey League. Like they're gonna still need to figure out what they're gonna do with Gannett and Donovan Sabrango, both RFAs.
Left shots. Gannett's a right shot, I believe, isn't he?
Yeah.
But Toure's not close. He's a project. He's 6'7". The guy's a monster. He's going to need lots of time. Sabrango, he actually did a nice job when he was called up. But if you look at the guys that would be first on the call-up list here, it's probably going to be Lassi Thomson. So
I would would we re-sign Dennis Gilbert?
I liked him. I liked him.
Would he want to come back though? That's the issue.
Right. I understand in money talks and whatever, but of all the guys on the list, I might want Dennis Gilbert back in this organization.
Yeah. I think the problem for me, is like, if you want to, we've talked about this at length several times this offseason. Like if you want to bring in another top 4 right defenseman and slide Jensen down, then Matt and Palo becomes your 7. If Matt and Palo is your 7, you don't have room for Dennis Gilbert.
Yeah.
So,
he's got to be a 2-way contract, first of all. But you need some depth. There's no depth here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
You need a veteran. I think it's going to be attractive for like those veteran, like tweener types. Like, I think they'll be able to sign some guys in free agency to be like those AHL call-ups. It's going to be competitive.
Well, I have to see. Yeah. Like that's the only way to do it. I just wish there was more depth of if you have a catastrophic injury, what's going to happen. And I'm still not convinced that Nick Jensen is necessarily out at the beginning of the season. And the only reason I say that, York, is I don't know if it was scoped or resurfaced. That's number one. Number two, and I know you guys can after surgery can do different things that aren't hockey related. He's out bowling the other day.
Was he? How did
10 pin, and if I'm not mistaken, it's 10 pin, but Jenny will probably tell me because I know we've seen the same video. I think it's like you can see he's moving. He doesn't seem to be laboring or limbering, and I think that surgery is like within the last month. If that's resurfaced, because I'd asked somebody, they're like, he wouldn't be bowling now.
By the way, I think bowling might be my least favorite of activities to do.
Oh,
I know the drinking. That explains a lot.
Love bowling.
The drinking beer element is nice, and they actually the little over here in Hittenberg,
the West Park Lanes.
Oh, it's fantastic in there. But
let's have a bowling. You know what? A bowling night.
I've never seen. Look how he's excited. He's
excited.
I think
Wally might be good at bowling. The way he's like kind of just like, oh, let's go bowling, guys.
We still do Wii bowling with the family.
It's probably the best soundbite in sports was that bowler. What did he say after he threw that?
Like, who's the man? I'm the man. Is that what it is?
Whatever he said. We gotta find the clip to that. It was he was talking in tongues. He wasn't speaking a language, but it was fantastic. He kind of reminded me of you. He kind of reminded me of you, Wally. That guy. He's kind of like a sourpuss type bowler, bad shirt on.
Yeah, but dominated. Just
finally gets his day. Who do you think you are? I am. Who do you think you are? I am.
He's making up to someone in the crowd's heckling him. Yeah.
You gotta get that clip. It's so good.
Bowling's awesome.
Really? Explain to me how bowling is awesome.
10 pin.
I like Kingpin. Kingpin was a fantastic movie.
I didn't see it. What?
Bill Murray, unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Munson. You were Munson.
Yeah, you're Munson.
I've seen parts of it. I just haven't seen all of it.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, there's a Spaceballs 2 apparently coming out.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible. You can't recreate that.
I'll have to try and watch one. Anyway, bowling is like I've left the bowling lane with like my hip hurting for like 3 days.
Yeah, it's true. Because you're
Well, Nick Jensen shouldn't have been bowling then. What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. He's fine. We're good.
To your point, Wally, Jacques Martin and Perry Pern brought us up to Montebello to do a retreat before the playoffs one year, and we did a team bowling tournament. I was actually, the hip flexors were a little tight after the obliques, and I was like, I might be a little bit not hurt.
Yeah.
Or not injured, but just a little sore. I agree. Maybe he is fine. Maybe Wally knows bowling. He knows the muscles that are required in bowling. So
because all of them hurt after. That's how I know.
So how is Jensen playing this dynamic sport of bowling when he just had surgery?
He didn't have a glove on, so I don't know how serious he is.
Do you have a glove? Do you have a bowling glove?
No, I don't know what size ball I'm supposed to throw. I don't know where the finger placements should be.
Do you have your own bag?
Custom balls
that says Wally? It says Wally on your bowling ball.
No, but I would. Yeah,
Lisa, where's my bowling bag? God damn it! I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, my bowling shirt.
Wally. The bowling
anyway.
Like a bowling shirt has your name like right here.
Like you're a mechanic, Wally.
This gets salty on there. I guess we're gonna have a coming in hot bowling event now. I guess because that's the one sport you're good at.
Yes. Well, no. Well,
see, were you in a league or something?
No. You know what? Okay. So you know what's funny? My ex-sister-in-law. I don't know. That seems weird to say. And my niece and nephew are national champion bowlers.
So you're from a bowling family.
No. I have never bowled with them in my life.
There's bowling genes in the Wallace family tree.
No, my brother was a terrible bowler. His wife was excellent.
Okay, so it's the other side of the family.
Yeah. It's the Wallace trait, not great when it comes to bowling.
What in the Wallace and the long list of Wallaces? Like, what is the main sport the Wallace family thrives in? Like, what's their go-to? You say, you know what? Besides choir,
cards. I don't know.
Like euchre.
No,
spades.
I've never played euchre.
Bridge. He's a bridge guy.
Crazy eights. Like, what are we talking about here?
Oh, love good crazy eights.
Okay, so the Wallace family is a crazy eight playing family. Okay, got
it. We never hung out together. I don't know. Can we just move on before I need therapy?
We're gonna circle back on Lassi Thomson. Where are we going next?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to Lassi Thomson.
What's left to say?
Yeah, you begin the conversation. Lassi Thomson, discuss. I've got my coffee ready.
I don't know what to think. I
already told you he's coming back to the NHL. He's coming back to the NHL because him and his agent Craig Oster has a nice relationship with the Steve Stais and his group here. He had a good year in Sweden. It's a good opportunity for him because there's not a lot of depth. If he plays well, he's going to get some games, and if he does well in the games, he might get back in the NHL. End of story. That's the story.
But my point is, and he's also making $300,000 in the A. That's not bad.
Is he getting 300?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good for him.
So, but my point is, Yorkie, you've seen this experiment. Yeah. It didn't work.
Yeah.
You put him on waivers.
Yeah, but
so hang on. So, all my point is that's how weak I feel the right shot D depth is right now, or the market is to get players signed, is that we're now looking for a guy that hasn't played in the National Hockey League in 3 years.
Playing defense now, the way the Ottawa Senators are coached, their structure, their system, Lassi Thomson is going to be a better player when he's put into this environment. Like the way the Senators forwards back check, the way they come deeper in the zone, the way they don't really cheat anymore, the way they play the right way. They turned into a very good defensive team last year, which if I'm a defenseman, it's nice to play on a team where the forwards work like this. It makes my job easier. So Thompson, I'll tell you right now, he's a pro. He's got pro experience. He's got NHL experience. He's a right shot. He's got some skill. He's a former first. How many times do you see former first rounders get opportunities? That's what happens. You're drafted in the first round for a reason. Now he's coming back to an organization. I didn't know he's making $300,000. Wow. Well, that's a big reason to come back because, man, good for him. $300,000 and an opportunity to potentially play games, prove yourself. And don't forget, when you play those games, every other team in the NHL is looking for right shot D, and he's not that old. So I think he's smart. I was actually surprised he went to Europe at such a young age because sometimes it just takes you a little longer to finally make the league. I was not a full-time NHLer till I was 24 years old. And even then I was still hadn't really made it, probably until I was like 26, where I was like, really, here we go. Now I'm a full-time guy.
The only difference to me is when you're a first round pick these days, you get all the more opportunities. Like since I don't know, I feel like 2015, like you were rushed almost.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like they gave him chances. It didn't work. And that's where we're at.
Again, like
there just wasn't any opportunities left.
Yeah, but very, very chaotic from ownership down. Very chaotic atmosphere you were brought into as a first rounder, and there was like we can go through the list of picks here that didn't really work out, and some that did. Like it seems like the really high picks work out, but you don't know the draft. As much as people say about the draft, this guy's going to be a player, that guy's going to be a player. It often takes most guys a long time to make the league. Like this just in, it's a very tough league to make. And sometimes you just got to marinate a little bit longer.
Maybe it's time for the Tom bomb. He's ready.
I didn't realize his shot was that good, Graham. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's the one-timer, the clapper.
Yeah, he's got a clapper. You can shoot it. You can fire it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we see.
Yeah, and also too, Wally. Like, it's a very no stress. Not really gamble, but it's a calculated decision by the Ottawa Senators. We need more depth. Right shot would be nice on D. We need a guy that can come help Belleville. We're going to pay him for that. And if he does well, he'll get some games. So it's kind of, hey, I think it's good for everybody.
It's also limited. It's also pretty limited, like free agent pool too, right? So I think like if you can convince him to come in, play in Belleville as like quality depth, then that's something you don't have to go out and free agency acquire.
100%, yeah. And honestly, the conversation about bowling we just had is way more interesting than this.
I can't wait for bowling nights. We'll go to Splitsville.
What do we get on our shirts by like? We're gonna like.
Oh,
do we?
Well, just doesn't it not like in writing, like in 1950 style diner, like coming in hot on the back with the O in the hot is like a bowling ball.
Do we have a nickname for Graham yet? We can't put Graham on his bowling shirt. Like, what are we putting on there?
No, that screams bowling.
Graham.
That is a bowler's name. Hey, where's Graham? He's late for bowling again. All right, Graham, you got the first. You got the first jugs on you. First jug.
Got to get his khakis out.
But Graham, to me, Graham the bowler has like a big duster. Comes up, he's got a duster, maybe some shots going on.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Throws his dart down as he goes to get a ball.
Hold on a second here. I got the break here.
All right, let's move on. We got to get to. I'm excited to get to some viewer stuff. So before we do that,
if you Googled most common bowler names, I bet you top 5 Grahams in there.
Like Marge,
Graham. What about
Pam,
Jeremy,
Ron? There'd be a Ron for sure.
There'd be a Ron in there, 100%. Bob, Ron, Graham,
Gord.
It's a Gord in there for sure. Ben,
are we done?
Yeah.
Jeff Petit or Pettit, depending on where he's from, wants to call you Grammy.
Grammy? Yeah, it's unoriginal. Yeah. It's just me on it. I get called Grambo at work a little bit. Grambo.
See,
Grambo.
Yeah, we could probably. I think Gutter Buster Graham from the Loud Collector.
You know what? I think this calls for a coming in hot poll. What do we nickname Graham?
Somebody got mad at me and says, it's clear Graham is uncomfortable with a nickname. Please stop trying to make one.
Quit trying to please everybody, Wally. You're never going to please everybody. Stop it.
I can't even please you.
You can't offend me. You can't offend me, Wally. I work at a fire hall.
Really? Is the fire hall like a
Graham Slam?
Wow, that's
not bad.
It reminds me of Denny's.
Denny's Grand Slam. Yeah.
Well, who makes a better breakfast? Actually, that's not true. Their breakfasts are horrendous now.
You know what makes they are bad. You know what makes a great what makes a great breakfast? Al's Diner. My buddy Al over off Carling. Great
Really,
breakfast.
really inexpensive too.
Yeah. And Al's coming on for a sponsorship too. I got to work him over.
Do you also know who makes a great breakfast? Gabriel Pizza, by the way.
Yes, they do.
Really
Actually, very good, very good.
All right, Graham.
We're going for it.
Start. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Get ready, Canada. The playoff season's here, and Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill in Campville and Orleans are coming in hot. They're serving up fresh, made-to-order dishes every day, and for a limited time, you can dive into a True North playoff menu packed with bold flavors and fan favorites. Whether it's a night out, a family dinner, or game day with friends, Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill is your home for great food, big moments, and unbeatable vibes. Shoeless Joe's Sports Grill, proudly Canadian, always legendary.
And don't forget, by the way, they've got daily deals all the time going on at Shoeless Joe's. Some point, I will get you the new script, Graham.
Someday.
Go ahead, Yorkie.
This show also brought to us by
What a mess.
BEI. BEI is helping you with equipment rentals, aggregate, topsoil, custom crushing and screening, hot mix paving. They can do it all. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BEI for all your aggregate supply needs. You can reach them at 613-432-1120 or online at monisherexcavating.com. BEI helping to shape the Ottawa Valley.
And of course, our show always brought to you by Bet365, our proud presenting sponsor. Want to get on the action for Stanley Cup playoffs? At Bet365, they got you. From game props, player props, totals on the money line. You can bet on all sorts of things, including not just hockey, but basically every sport under the sun, it feels like. Whatever you bet, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get on the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone who has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. Gentlemen, we're finally nearing perhaps the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs, but we have one more day to go to watch Game 6. Is it over? We'll get your picks tomorrow. Your thoughts on how the series has gone so far, Graham?
Predictable. Like I from the get-go, we talked about it being a long series. I think Florida's the better, deeper team, but it's hard to discount like how valuable the top players in the league are for Edmonton. And that's the hard part. It's just, I don't know. I think the shame in watching Edmonton play all these years though is like, how do you not address the goaltending position? Like, how do you have arguably the best player in the world and you're not going to like concerted efforts to address the goaltending position? It's just insane.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you get into the old, who's our starting goaltender in the playoffs? Who do you go with next game? You know you're in trouble.
Especially in the Cup final.
You started a guy, and he's played very well. We'll not to discount everything he's done, but you got one goalie making $1 million versus another goalie making $9 million. And you're going into this game thinking you're going to win the game. It's just and it's not, to me, it's not all on the goaltending though. I said this last week, Graham. If you look historically at all the teams that win the Stanley Cup, they are a team. Everybody is counted on. It's just not always looking towards your best players to save the day. I just find it's got to be so difficult to coach the Edmonton Oilers because you have to play your two best players, and they are the two best players in the world all the time. Mm-hmm. And you can never really go on hunches. You can never go on coach's intuition. You know what? Got an offensive zone face-off here. Whoever
he's mixed a little.
Not really. And the one game where they did come back and win, a lot of the depth guys played more in that game and really figured in late in the game. It just sooner or later, those Leon and Connor, you can't continue that pace of how much they're utilized and played. Like here's a big example. Every single coach I've played for, shift length is stressed. And if you look at the shift length of the Florida Panther players to a man, I think they're all under 40 seconds. You got guys on Edmonton taking over a minute shift routinely. I've played every single team I've played on. We've done the skate test where a coach will say it is humanly impossible to play a minute shift and go as hard as you can. It's impossible. Those guys can almost do it, Connor and Leon, because they're freaks. But over a whatever this playoff takes, 2-3 months, 7 games, it catches up to you. And people say, well, last game they looked flat. Well, you can't keep playing that much all the time and be great every night. It's impossible. Edmonton has to change how they do things, and you rely on those guys way too much. Like, here's an example. Every single offensive zone faceoff, those two players already have their leg over the boards ready to go on the ice. Like, it's like they're coaching the team. It's like, we're going. So if you're on the bench, it's like, all right, it's up to you guys again. But the gotcha is, what else do you do? Because they're so good. But Florida didn't do that. Washington didn't do that. St. Louis didn't do that. The teams that win, even when Pittsburgh was winning those cups, it was the secondary players that were coming through, the third line guys. And people say, well, Edmonton's third line guys aren't that good. Well, they never really get the opportunity because you have guys taking 2-minute or 1-minute shifts all the time. And that's just, and who knows, maybe they'll come back and win and prove me wrong, but it just seems year after year, it always catches up eventually with Edmonton because you can't win the Stanley Cup riding 2 guys. You can't.
We'll say that, and then tonight they'll go out and they'll win it.
Yeah. But they're crazy. They're freaks. And I'm not don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take anything. Leon Draisaitl, love how this guy plays. Connor McDavid, he's a freak. But when you're coaching these guys, it's almost like they're coaching you. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, we're moving on. Before we get to viewer mail, quickly, Brent's basement giveaway. It's as I said before, we have the towels to give up for you. There we go. So you can have these free of charge. And today only, you can have. I just have a bunch of year-end media guides. From like 1996, 97 to 2013. If you want these, because there's some stats nerd like me, you can have these. You can have all of it. Today it goes out the door, one way or another.
I love that you have a logo for this. Fantastic.
Brent Spade. Is this what took your Father's Day? You're like in your.
No, I had this done last show. I didn't get to it. Oh, because last show wasn't live because we had the Google Cloud thing took our show out of being live.
That's pretty good.
So you can have these collector's items.
That looks like a stamp collection.
Okay. All right, Jake, you can roll it. Oh, so hang on, wait. All you got to do, email the show, cihsends@gmail.com. If you want this stuff and you got to come pick it up because I'm not shipping it to you, you can have it. If not, it's just going to go somewhere like the poubelle. All right. Moving on. Okay, Jake, ready. Here's your mail. That was Yorkie's dial-up. We have access to the live sound.
Why do I got a ski sweater on there? It's like a tight-fitting ski sweater.
I thought it looked good. I don't know.
European look.
Okay, so we got some emails and some comments on YouTube and some DMs and all kinds. So let's start. Kate writes in. If you were a current player and could pick your club, which team would you play for, not including the Sens, based on the front office, teammates, coaches, city, and fans?
Ooh, Graham? I'll go with Graham first.
If Vegas had nicer jerseys, I'd pick Vegas, maybe.
Oh, love Vegas. Their look.
You like their look? I can't stand it. I don't know. Those gold jerseys are awful. It's awful. I like the fact that they'll mix in white gloves, though. I like teams that like take chances and stuff. Do stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Vegas.
That's not the question. So you're going to Vegas. Okay.
Or Colorado, one of those teams.
No, it's just pick one.
No, I'm picking 2. Got to be different.
Yorkie?
I'm going with the Nashville Predators.
Oh, that's solid.
No brainer, Wally. And here's the reason. As a player, number one, family's going to be very comfortable there. Some great suburbs, good properties out in the country. You can buy a beautiful home there for very reasonable price, Wally. Very safe. Close proximity to downtown, as we know, some great nightlife if you want it, and some great family life. So you got that good balance. And then the tax situation is excellent. Fans will cheer you and usually never boo you there, even if you're playing horrible. They just love getting out and having a good time. Barry Trotz, the GM, is a great man. Yeah, and I think Nashville's eventually going to get back to winning. Just a great spot to play. It's a no-brainer. Nashville.
I'm thinking Tampa. Their owners, I am a big Jeff Vinnick fan. Their owner's amazing.
Yeah. Coop's good. Always
right?
good.
Like, it's good air. I like the area, although it gets a little muggy. And then
yeah. You just come home in the summer though. You're gonna get great winter weather. Tax situation.
I think you should have to stay there. Whatever city you pick, you have to stay there.
No,
Graham needs to just melt in Vegas.
You need to get out of town in the summer. You need to get away, reset, and come back fresh, Wally. You can't stay this summer, no matter where you are.
Okay, one more question from Kate. She had three. I'm gonna let two.
You took Tampa, so we went Tampa.
Yeah, we all went warm south, and which is one of the benefits of playing in those markets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
I will say this. Ottawa, family-wise, ownership-wise, proximity to the rink for me is a biggie. When I played in Boston, as much as I loved playing in Boston, the drive to the rink was miserable on game night. It was like a good, sometimes an hour. Like it's real. I almost started taking the train because it was so bad. But Nashville, you got a bunch of different routes. You can go highway, you can go country roads. It's always 20 minutes.
It's all roads. Okay. Last question, or a question from Kate. What's one thing you think the NHL should change to improve the game? Rookie, you start first.
Get rid of that stupid puck over glass penalty. It should be refs' discretion. Refs' discretion. I don't want the Stanley Cup being won on a puck over glass rule.
You can't have a discretionary call because then it just gets up to...
No, you can't. So, yes, you can. I trust the best officials in the world. Get rid of that stupid puck over glass call.
Do you? Yeah, but because you played it, it would be you guys wouldn't say anything. But all the media, fans, everybody.
We went for a long time without that stupid rule. I hate it. It's ridiculous. You get all the look, it's over the glass. That's a penalty. Come on, it's professional sports. It's ridiculous. Do it. It's ridiculous. Do a face-off back in your own zone if you do it, and you pick the side. And you get you shouldn't be rewarded a power play if a guy accidentally flips the puck over the board. It's ridiculous. I hate the rule.
There, exactly what I'm feeling.
Okay, don't give him a penalty. Just go with the face-off in the O-zone.
Okay, Graham.
Stupid.
I've got two.
Graham,
I hate the shootout.
You don't get to just have two. No, it's one question.
No, these are important. So I hate the shootout, and I also hate the fact that in the defensive zone you can bat the puck with your glove to a teammate, and he can exit the zone and play continues. If you can't do that in the offensive zone, you shouldn't be able to do it in the defensive zone when you're getting pressure.
I like that, Graham.
You like that?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I would like to see like the PWHL with the jailbreak rule. Like if you score shorthanded, the penalty does not end. Power play.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, power play does end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. If you give up a goal, you deserve punishment.
You know what else I'd like to see as a second one? If you get, let's say, a substantial amount of embellishment calls, you get suspended. I'd like to see some suspensions for embellishment calls because everyone's flipping their head back now and trying to sell calls. I'd like to see some guys.
Then would you make them reviewable as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of guys because it's hard enough to ref the game. All the guys with the flipping the head back. I'm cutting this. Jesus Christ. Enough.
So here's the one thing I have though. If there is a diving penalty, is there actually a penalty?
That's a good one too, Wally. We're going deep. We're going deep on a Monday morning here. Well, there shouldn't be because
I know there are penalties that get caught, like it's a legit penalty, but you try to make sure you sell it. That's a tough one for me. I think if you try to sell it, the penalty gets wiped out and you just get the diving embellishment call.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Punish the embellishers.
Just play the game. Okay, moving on. We do have some fun stuff. I'll just read a couple of before we. I get lots of comments about the charm. So, Wally sings the Charm Diamond advert better than Graham. Must be his salty voice. Then follow that up with, can Wally please stop singing? To no, low key, the best part of the ads. So there's a lot of people that are on both sides of this. I think the singing, maybe that we just, you know what we do? Jake, we'll have to figure out, we'll just have the charm music underneath perhaps. And we'll just add
I'd say two totally different styles. Wally's more like gospel, like choir. Graham's more, he's more like
lounge.
No, he's more.
He's
like,
a Vegas Strip kind of guy, headliner on the Vegas Strip.
Graham's more of a guy that you're hiring. You bring
Wayne
Graham in to get me a jingle for this company. He's a jingle guy. It's a highly produced jingle.
He was close to spitting out his coffee there, Yorkie. It's dangerously close to spitting out his coffee.
I could see Graham in another life being a guy, jingle for hire. He gets your ad, does it, puts a little to it. Wally, you're more gospel. Sister Act 4 with Brent Wallace.
What? Well, I haven't seen either of the first three.
I don't know.
There's probably. It seems like there's a lot. Kyle Peterson, 2010, asked, Wally, how often do you get told you and Dominic Ducharme look alike? Here's a picture of Dominic Ducharme. Okay. Now, I've been told this since he coached the national team at the World Juniors. So we took a picture together that year. I don't see it, but I get it a lot.
Yeah. Dark eyebrows, gray hair. That's all it is.
Why are you so happy in that picture? And Ducharme looks like a little salty. It's like
Ducharme's got all the pressure of the World Juniors on his shoulders, and I just got to meet Dominic Ducharme.
Yeah.
He's got to change his hair too.
So they won the gold that year, and I got the next day. It's a Sens game, and I'm at the rink at the TSN set, and someone congratulated me on winning the gold medal. Not lying. They're like, "Hey, congrats! That was awesome."
You're like, "Thank you."
I was like, "Thank you very much." I didn't want to crush their bubble. Wally, you're a champ for detailing a buddy's car. Underrated favor.
Mm-hmm.
Wally Agreed. Can be such an ass at the 25-minute mark.
What? Is that from the same person?
No, thank God.
You're like Two-Face. You're such a good guy, but you're such an ass.
So you get all kinds from both sides. Today we got Kirsten. Where is Kirsten's email? Morning, Wally. Have a couple questions for you. Do you preheat your oven before you put whatever you are cooking inside? Well, of course I preheat it. Or
who doesn't do that? Who doesn't do that?
You have to preheat.
Hey, clearly you're not sure. She just wanted to know the answer.
Barbecue's oven, you got to do it.
Do you use a top sheet on your bed like the flat sheet that comes in the package? Yes, what's the top sheet like? Comforter, duvet, top sheet, Wally, and then the fitted sheet. I think. No.
On your bed? No, yeah. It's one sheet, and it's your comforter. Yeah. It's a 2-sheet system. Any more is a waste of covers and sheets. You don't.
No, I have comforter, top sheet, me in the sandwich, and then the fitted sheet on the bottom.
And you have that little thing that goes in the end of your bed that's in hotel rooms. It's like takes up like 4 feet of your bed.
Oh, like a shawl.
Why is that there?
It's like a runner, yeah.
Give Wally a minute because he has to go ask Lisa. Oh, that must be the preheat the oven thing. I assume Wally used the royal setting on the oven. So Wally uses a pizza oven preheated at 750 degrees to cook his steak. Okay. Last question from Kirsten. Does Graham have a bird feeder? Does Yorkie have one set up at the new compound? Can we get a bird feeder update? I frequently think of you guys in last summer's bird feeder quest for Wally. So, Yorkie, you can answer first. Is there a bird feeder?
I did not go bird feeder because there is a massive squirrel problem in the Westboro McKellar Park area. Like a lot of people have the fences separating their yards, and the squirrels will run rampant down these fences. And if you add a bird feeder, you're just inviting probably 3 dozen squirrels to your backyard. And then once the squirrels get to your backyard, it's just total chaos. So no, I'd love to have a good bird feeder though.
What are your taxes being used for? No roads, squirrel infestation.
Yeah, the roads are a big problem in the city right now, Wally. Big problem.
Graham?
So I don't know what it is. So it's like a bird. It looks like a birdhouse on a tree. Like this is from the pre-existing owners. But I think it's a bat house. I don't think it's a birdhouse. I'll take a photo of it and I'll send it to you. But it's not like, I don't think it's a birdhouse.
You think it's a bat house?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. That's bats. I used to have bats, and bats are great. They eat all the mosquitoes and bugs, and they're great to have. A lot of
they're doing a terrible job at my house, Yorkie. I'm telling you.
Mosquitoes bad?
Oh man, it's terrible.
Well,
it's
you
terrible.
live in a 12-acre compound.
No, 2.
So to update, here is, I believe, this is how my squirrel or my bird feeder situation is going. Here is Gertie guarding the bird feeder. If you look closely enough,
got one of those Westboro squirrels there.
There's a squirrel hanging on the bird feeder.
So right in there.
So Gertie doesn't do anything, and I'm spending like $30 a week on squirrel food.
Flashback to Gertie for a sec here. Does Gertie will not lie on the wood deck, or she need a rug?
But that deck gets super hot.
Is that composite? It looks composite. Yeah.
It's super hot, but Gertie will only sit on that part of the rug. Yeah. And if you have like a chair there or something, it messes with her. She's not happy about it.
Did you you've been in Wally's house, eh, Graham?
Yep.
Like the ramp system, the mat system that Gertie lives upon. It's like a freeway system. She has to stay on the mats Wally has around the houses and will not go on the hardwood floor for any reason. Is afraid of the hardwood floor.
Are you trimming her nails?
Yeah.
Weird.
Graham, if you put a it'd be a well done steak, but it doesn't matter. Dogs like well done steaks. If you put a well done steak just out of the reach off, we'll call it Gertie's world, off the tracks, she will not leave these rubber mats to get said steak. You like that's a crazy stuff we're talking about. Yes, the dog, it's Gertie's world. She lives on this big. It's like a, I don't even know what to call it. It's like when you have the movers that put the stuff down as little ramps to go around your or runways to go
like
through.
Kids cushioning.
Squares. You didn't know what as I said, why are all these things in your house? And it's all
here, Jake. We have the video apparently from Jake. I think this is how so she steps on the bed there she is chilling under we had to move the chairs out of the way for her to sit there.
There's the ramps.
They're not ramps. They're just pads. They're just cushions.
This is Gertie's world. She will not go on that hardwood. She only navigates down these paths. Will not go. So like, see where the island is? She will not take a sharp left there and go towards there, even if you have food.
She'll leave her back feet on the mats.
Yeah.
And stretch as far as she can.
Crazy, eh?
Kay Witt asked if we tried dog socks or shoes inside. No. We've had booties on her outside for the cold. She hates them. No dog socks.
Yeah. If you want to get the dog booties don't work because they just kick them off. You got to get the ones with the suspender system. Have you seen those?
No.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a suspender system, and you put it on like a harness, and then the boots can't come off.
It's like having a string on your mittens.
Exactly. Same thing.
There was someone that wrote into the show, and I can't about they have an Akita dog, something of that. It's the same issue.
Oh yeah,
the Akita. Yeah.
Is that like a shepherd mix or something?
Yeah, anyway. Good dogs, smart dogs.
Yeah, Gertie's smart.
She's outsmarting you. She's
so defensive.
You've built her own world inside your house, where it's like a
she doesn't like walking on hardwood, guys. Leave her alone.
Yeah,
she can't defend herself.
She can have whatever she wants. It's Gertie. Mark writes, "Hi guys, long-time listener, first-time emailer. Just was wondering your thoughts of the Sens bringing back, because we've gotten through a full show yet without mentioning Claude Giroux. Without your thoughts on bringing back Perron and Giroux. I love both players, but I don't think you can have both in the lineup. If you want to take the next step, neither are top 6 players right now, but are great fillers in case of injury. I feel that type of money, $8 million or so. I feel that type of money, $8 million or so, can be used on a younger veteran forward or D-man that can provide more for the group at this point." So, what do we think of Mark and his comments of having Giroux and Perron back?
Well, David Perron's got 1 year left on his deal, so he is, as of right now, coming back. I thought he played well last year. It's always the question, right? How much do you have left in the tank? What I saw from David Perron last year, especially once he got back in lineup and got back in shape, he looked really good. So he can move up and down your lineup. And Giroux, I thought he had a good playoff, and I thought he got better as the playoffs went on. He's the best face-off guy in the league. So I foresee him coming back. We'll see, though. It's the age-old question, right? When does your body give out when you're playing? I saw no things leading to me to believe with either player that they're done. But with new year, it's always, every year is a new year, especially when you're an older guy. But all you can look at is what they did last year. Is Giroux the same player he was when he was in his 20s? No. Is David Perron? No. But look at the playoffs right now. Look at the value of older guys that know how to play, understand what it takes to win. So you think about it this way. You took all these steps with the Senators to have good veterans insulate your core. You got to the playoffs, and now all of a sudden you're going to say, okay, you know what? We're good now. All you guys, we don't need you anymore. We're good. Like, I don't know if I do that just yet. I don't know. So to answer the question, it's a tough question, but I still think both players have some left in the tank. I really do.
I think it just speaks to how we had a conversation earlier this spring, summer. They just have a congestion of like very effective middle 6 guys. Like they don't necessarily have like that elite right wing guy to put with Brady or Timmy. And they have several of those guys, and like Zetterlund's another one. Like if you bring everyone back, where's the room for all of them? Someone's got to play on the 4th line. And it's just a function of the roster right now. And like, I don't know, you talk about getting rid of like David Perron, he's got a 15-team no trade clause. So he's not likely not going anywhere. I don't know, like Brent or Wally, I don't want to upset you again. Wally, like what are you hearing on Giroux? Because like I feel like, you know, like they were supposed to talk to his representation at the combine. That's happened. Still isn't signed like 2 weeks later. Like,
and we're 2 weeks away from free.
I feel like the close to this gets, I don't think he's coming back.
Correct. I think he's going to test the market.
He could.
And why not?
It's his right. It's his right. He can see what's there.
And people what the Sens are offering.
To play. How old's Claude's oldest? How old's his oldest child? They're still pretty young, right?
Yeah. Super young, like 5 or 6.
One's under a year, I think, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's like 3-5, 3-5-1. Yeah.
Like I have no inside information on what's going on and what's going to happen with Claude Giroux, but when your kids are younger, it's a lot easier to move when your kids are old. When your kids are in like have a friend group and have that. So could it happen? Yeah, for sure. He'd still be in demand around the league. I'll tell you guys, he would be. A lot of teams need a right shot centerman that can win draws, or he's a winger that can take draws, which is super handy. He can still play. Like we saw. What did he get for points last year? 15
goals, 50 points.
50 points. Still competitive as hell. Still a leader. Still demanding. He's what you want around your younger guys. Like how many every single guy we've had on this podcast, to a man, who have they said is the most competitive guy on the team. I know Stützle's been there, a couple other guys, but it's usually Claude Giroux, right?
Mhm.
And that, I'll tell you from being in the league for a long time, usually when you get older, that kind of goes away. So if you still have that to his level, it's amazing, number one. But he still has the fire, right? And you still have the fire. There's still some more there. So yeah, we'll see. I still think there's time too, guys. It's not like it's July 1st yet. There's time to get a deal done, but we'll see. We'll see. I have no feeling either way on what's going to happen. All I can say is he can still play.
Well, he's tied for second on the team with playoff scoring, right? So
Yep.
He's still like, I know everybody talks about his age and everything else, but like if he improves his shot rate, that I feel like that's where, like many of the Ottawa's other players last year, I thought they deferred too much. If he plays more selfish, like he could get 20 goals. Like I'm confident he could get 20 goals again. Like he's still effective. He's still a very good two-way player. It's just he doesn't skate as well as people want. He plays a little bit slower, but like if I look at Ottawa's roster, and we talked about this before as well, if there's a weakness, it's speed. You need more speed in that lineup. And I think right now one of the problems is a lot of Ottawa's depth guys like Perron, Amadio, like they just don't skate fast. Yeah. So how do you inject more speed in this lineup and close a free agent so people are thinking there's a spot to inject more speed?
So here's the thing. Who's the best player in the playoffs right now?
Brad Marchand.
How old is he?
80.
37. So this is really helping Claude Giroux's cause right now. Like everybody thought Brad Marchand was washed up. He can't skate. He's too slow. He's too small. He's probably going to win the Conn Smythe. He's 30. If not, he's going to be right there. If not, he's right. He's in the. Well, I'll just say he's in the conversation.
So here's a question. Here's a question for you, Yorkie. If Ottawa can't find a right winger to replace Giroux on the first line, would you consider sliding Dylan Cousins to the first line right wing and then look for a center? Like if John Tavares is like, I'll take a couple of years of like $7 million, would you do it? Scored 30+ goals last year, point per game player.
I would put Pinto on the right side with that line before I think Pinto's got better hands than Cousins, in tight and close, gets his shot away quicker. I would do that with Pinto. I think Cousins is a prototypical 200-foot big man centerman that you need down the middle. Mm-hmm. I think you need that big body, and he's still developing. I think he's still getting stronger. Like he's not a finished product. I keep him at center. I really like Pinto's skill, guys. I think his skill could be utilized, but I like him at center too. There's options.
Agreed. Couple of last things here. Can't control life this morning sent in. If I could ask a serious question, Wally, do you mow your own grass and do you judge neighbor lawns?
There's no way Wally's paying somebody to cut his lawn. I'll tell you that.
If he's detailing his friend's cars, he 100% cuts his own lawn.
100%.
Someone that meticulous, like cares that much, he's 100% cutting his own lawn.
I will say, and Lisa mows the lawn probably more than I do.
What? Well,
we all have our chores.
What about your kids? Do your kids cut your lawn? Would you let your kids cut your lawn?
My daughter won't. Yeah, she's never mowed the lawn. That's not happening. But my son does. But he's not home, so I have to. Lisa, I think, has mowed the lawn 4 times, and I've mowed it twice, maybe. But I told her she had to do it yesterday because it was Father's Day. Like, I mean, come on, I can't mow.
Did you wait? You waited all week too. You just postponed it until Father's Day. You have to cut the lawn.
Yeah, I'm not in any rush.
Unbelievable.
And yes, I judge. So I've had the house next to us has been a few different neighbors. 2 back-to-back had the now I can't think of the name of it. The mechanical mower.
Yeah.
Those are the worst because they let it grow to like 3 feet and then they try and mow it and then it's just half mowed and half chewed up. Is horrendous. I judge that.
Aren't those things supposed to be programmable where they go out at set times, like they go back charge?
No, just a hand push lawnmower.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. Okay. Did you guys get Father's Day cards from your in-laws?
In-laws, no.
You didn't get a lovely card?
Huh. No, I got cards for my kids. I don't know where they are.
For a son-in-law who means so much.
They live in town, though.
All the best for a great and special day, Brent. Appreciate all you do for your great family. Our heartfelt thanks also for your love and kindness to us.
There's no way.
It's right here. It's all handwritten right here.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Are they in town, Wally? They in? Are
Yep.
they? Okay, yeah. My in-laws are in Windsor, so I didn't get a card. We always have a phone call though. We have a phone call on Father's Day, Mother's Day.
Oh,
card.
they brought me gifts.
They should have taken
Finally.
the card back when you had Lisa mow the lawn.
She's got to get out. It's good to get a little vitamin D. No?
Just saying.
Finally, Wally hating Miss Vicky's is so on brand. I've known so many Americans that are shocked to find they weren't just the Subway brand of chips, but are in fact available in big bags in Canadian grocery stores, and then ask if I can get them. Only Brent Wallace would hate these Supreme chips.
Oh, he's got them.
Oh, there you go.
Right here. So open this. I think these are Lisa's. Anyway.
Pretty good, aren't
I
they?
still don't like them. No.
Too crunchy? That was the problem.
Too much
right?
vinegar.
Too much vinegar, eh?
Yeah, I get a hard taste of
They have
vinegar.
different flavors, Wally.
Yeah. Miss. Oh, yeah, you're on brand. What are you? You're a Lay's guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm not. I mean, hickory sticks. Someone else wrote in about the hickory sticks. Yes, I've tried salt and vinegar hickory sticks. Hey, Wally, lawns are dumb. Yes, I'm more of a Lay's guy.
Black
Lawns are dumb.
The new number one flavor for Miss Vicky's is the black pepper lime.
Oh,
those
I've
are
had
really good.
those.
Yes, you like that, don't you?
They're just
They taste too good. I know.
they're a little too crunchy for me. That's all.
Yeah.
Jake, I totally forgot. Before we go, I saw a tweet. Hey, Brent, have you seen Yorkie's song? And so I went on the YouTube machine and I thought this was the song they were referring to.
Yo, it's the Yorkie rap. We're ready to play. Little dogs with big style every day. Tiny but mighty with their bounce and pep. Yorkies bring the fun, better watch your step. Yorkie rap, here we go. Bouncing and dancing, stealing the show. Yorkie rap, wag your tail. In the Yorkie world, we never fail with their
That's awesome.
I think that might be your new song.
You know, I had a Yorkie, right?
Yorkie's Yorkie?
Yeah, I had one for she lived till she was 17 years old. Roxy, you know the story, right? I inherited Volchenkov's Yorkie.
No.
Really?
I never told you guys the story.
No.
So Volchenkov's wife used to get her hair cut from my good buddy Dino, and Dino had a Yorkie named Stella. Dino was my neighbor, and then Volchenkov's kid was allergic to the Yorkie because the Yorkie would lick her, and there was something with the saliva. So they gave the dog to Dino, and Dino came over me one day. He's like, "Hey, you want a Yorkie?" And I'm like, "Sure." That's how I got my Yorkie. And they're great. They're great dogs. Great dogs. If you're a small dog person, Yorkie's where it's at.
Okay. I didn't know that, mate. And I've been trying to track down Volchenkov. We'll see if eventually we can get to him.
We got to get him.
But that's not the song. In fact, this is your song, Yorkie. Very catchy.
Yorkie walked into the clinic, looking kind of pale. He said, "I'm here for that thing, you know, where the doc tests my tail." The nurse said, "What thing?" He said, "You know, the colonoscopy." She shook her head and whispered, "Oh boy, it's a colonoscopy." He called it a cola popsicle, a colon trampoline, a cola copter, and a cola machine. Yorkie's vocabulary's gone in a rut, but he's ready for the doctor test. But he's
Wow.
Thanks to Frank McDougall. The
Fantastic.
whole song is on our
Awesome.
it's on our Twitter page. That's pretty good.
I just sabotaged the whole procedure, by the way. I felt so good last week after, like no more toxins in the body. The swelling was all gone. And then Father's Day weekend, the bourbons came out, old fashions, multiple old fashions. Oh, woke up this morning just like a goldfish, all swelled up.
Oh, that's good.
You have to go back for another one.
So Wally, we didn't even get to the Sens Summit.
No, we got tomorrow's show. We're back tomorrow at 3.
All right, let's go.
I'll try to be more serious, and we'll figure out the Sens Summit. I will reach out to a couple of you. Kirsten is one. We'll get you some prizes for writing into the show. Until tomorrow, everybody, have a safe and wonderful day. Go feed the birds.
Yeah. See you, everybody.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.